Let's go ahead and start with the .info file. At the very top of this file is a special tag that begins with a $, has a capital I, lowercase d, and then another $. This is a placeholder that will get filled in by CVS, which is the version control system used on Drupal.org, when it's added to the contrib module repository. So while it's not absolutely necessary to have this tag in a custom module, it's good practice to add it in just in case it gets added to CVS later on. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what one looks like when it's filled out. I'm going to go ahead and go to my contrib, expand admin menu, and we're going to open up the .info file here. Now you see here there's some additional information that's been added. You have the name of the file, the version of the file, what date this version was created, who the author was, and all of that exists between this $, and ID and the ending $. So the $signs indicate the beginning and the ending of what will be filled in with data. Let's go back to our scaffolding.info file. This second line contains a comment I added just to this file so that you know where you can go for more information about .info files, and it begins with a semicolon. The semicolon is an indicator that the following line is supposed to be ignored, so you can add comments this way. This URL describes in detail all of the parameters that you can pass through the .info file. Let's go ahead and visit that real quick here. This page contains detailed information about every parameter that you can pass through the .info file. And basically what we're doing in the demonstration that we're currently in the middle of is boiling this down into the essential elements and using those. But there's a couple other ones that you may eventually want to be aware of, so feel free to come back to this page later. Okay, this third line, name equals scaffolding, you may recognize. This is the name of our module, and it will display in the module management page. The description also displays on the module management page next to the title. The package describes what grouping the module will display within on the module management page. So if we have 5 modules that all belong to the Build a Module package, then those 5 will be listed in a box labeled Build a Module. Core is the version of Drupal that this module is compatible with. In this case, it's 7.x, which means any version of Drupal 7. And the PHP parameter tells Drupal what version of PHP, the lowest version of PHP, is necessary in order for this module to be functional. The configure parameter tells Drupal what path the configuration page can be found at. You may also recognize the files parameter, which is an array containing any files that contain code for our module. This parameter tells Drupal to add these files to the code registry so that only the necessary files are added to each page on a page load, which improves performance. And finally, we have another array called Dependencies, and this is a list of all of the modules that are required to be enabled in order for our module to work. So right now we have just one, but we could have as many as we need in order to tell Drupal, hey, we need to install these other modules before this module will be functional.